Another round! Another round! Another round! Another round!
गुजरात के वडोदरा में एक तेज रफ्तार कार ने 7 लोगों को रौंद दिया।
ओम नमः शिवाय! ओम नमः शिवाय!
तभी हम लोग अपनी गाड़ी पे थे, टू व्हीलर्स पे थे, तो एकदम से पीछे से हमको जो गाड़ी है उसने टक्कर मारी है और वो गाड़ी काफी हाई स्पीड में थी।
ये कारेलीबाग वाला मेन रोड है और यहाँ पे गाड़ी वाला है, पता नहीं वो ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव में ही 100%, क्योंकि मैं तो वहाँ पे जाके आया, उसका अभी हालत भी नहीं था बोलने का पुलिस स्टेशन में।
और हम लोग जब राइट लेने का स्पेस था उस टाइम एक स्कूटी थी और एक कार था। उसके बाद जैसे ही हम लोग अंदर घुसे तो कार छू गई और एयरबैग खुल गया। जैसे एयरबैग खुला कुछ आगे का दिखा नहीं और गाड़ी अपने आप ही डीरेल हो गई।
On March 13, 2025, a horrifying incident took place. It was the night of Choti Holi in Gujarat. People were preparing for the grand festival for the very next day, and on that night, something horrifying happened. A fast-moving car hit 7 people, leaving behind chaos, tragedy, and death. Hemali Patel, age 35, and her husband, Purav Patel, age 40, were out with their young daughter to buy colors and something to eat. As this happy family went out to get something for their house to celebrate Holi the next day, what they didn't know was that their lives were going to be changed forever. At the Kareli Bagh area, Rakshit was in his car driving while the Patels were on their scooter, and along with them were 2 other people who were on the very same road. The fate of all these lives met together in one collision. Unfortunately, Hemali Patel passed away that night, while her husband is in critical condition and their daughter was also injured. Other than this, the 2 other vehicles that were there, people were also injured and were immediately taken to the hospital. It is said that Rakshit and his friend Pranshu spent about 45 minutes before they decided to get out of the car. 7 more people were injured that night, and the driver Rakshit, as he got out of the car, he started screaming, "Another round, another round." And then he started chanting Om Namah Shivaya at the top of his lungs before starting calling out to a girl named Nikita.
Another round! Another round! Another round! Another round! Om Namah Shivaya! Om Namah Shivaya!
Whom no one has been able to trace to. I could not find a lot of details about the victims, but I was able to trace one interview of one of the victims that we'll be talking about shortly. Let's talk about who Rakshit Chaurasia is. Rakshit Chaurasia is a 23-year-old law student. It is said that he is in his 4th year of law. This means he was very well aware of the legal systems and he knows how it works. It was said that after hitting 7 people, all he did was chant Om Namah Shivaya. Some thought that this was a way for him to use a religious angle, while others thought that he was on something and that's why he was doing this. Rakshit hails from Varanasi and is a law student at MS University in Vadodara. That night, he was driving a black Volkswagen which belonged to his friend Meet Chauhan. There is a lot of discussion going around about this car in specific. We'll get to that too. Police would go on to say that this was a clear case of drunken driving, but Rakshit would repeat over and over again that he was not drinking that night. In fact, he still says that he was not intoxicated in any way that night. This is a timeline of what took place that night. The CCTV footage shows that Chaurasia reached his friend Suresh Bharwat's house in his scooter at 10:33 p.m. His friend Suresh was sitting outside. The 2 of them then take the stairs and go inside the house. It is said that Rakshit was carrying a bottle, but it's not identified to what that bottle contains. As we know that Gujarat is a dry state, so there is no clear-cut evidence to what was in that bottle. Around 15 minutes later, Pranshu Chauhan would reach the house and then enter. Rakshit came in a scooter, but Pranshu came in the car that would later be involved in the accident. At around 11:25 pm, Rakshit and Pranshu would be seen walking down the stairs and towards the vehicle. As Pranshu takes the driver's seat, Rakshit tries to push him over and tell him that he wants to drive. Pranshu does not get out of the car. In fact, he just scoots over to the passenger seat and Rakshit takes the place in the driver's seat. Pranshu never left the car. Shortly after that, we know the horrifying accident that took place. It would later be revealed that Pranshu never actually wanted Rakshit to drive his car because this car belonged to his father. He tried his best to stop Rakshit from driving the car, but Rakshit would not have it. And so he finally gave in. When the accident took place, Pranshu was seen trying to run away from the scene, but Rakshit stood there. Both of them were eventually arrested. It was said that when Rakshit was taken into custody, he was very uncooperative. He was not ready to answer anything. In a statement to the Indian Express, a police officer said, quote, "In a statement to the police, Chauhan has said that since the car belonged to his father, he was keen on driving it himself. However, when they were leaving the house of the friend, Chaurasia insisted on driving the car. Chauhan has said that he was reluctant to hand over the steering wheel to Chaurasia as the latter was a rash driver. Eventually, he gave in because Chaurasia refused to budge. Chauhan has also said that he had asked Chaurasia to maintain a controllable speed during the course of the drive." End quote. Officials would go on to say that Chaurasia has largely remained uncooperative during the investigation. They would also go on to say that Rakshit asked for medical help, which according to them was a waste of time, or Rakshit trying to waste their time. A senior officer said, and I quote, "During the 3 days in custody, Chaurasia continued to remain evasive, was restless, twitchy, and did not part with important details, being a law student himself. He continued to complain of uneasiness time and again, requiring the police to rush him to SSJ hospital for treatment. He had a few injuries, mainly from the glass shards of the vehicle." End quote. According to the police, it seemed like Rakshit was just trying to buy more time. Rakshit would claim over and over again that he was not speeding and he was not drunk. When the police asked if he was under the influence of something, he said no. They even asked him specifically, "Is he under the influence of any sort of narcotics?" And he said no. A test was taken on the scene itself, but the police did not give much details about it. Rakshit's blood was taken for testing, and it is said that if he had consumed any sort of narcotics in the last 100 days, then it would show in the test. The results are yet to come. Based on the results, the police and the court will move forward. While in custody, Rakshit would also ask the police to give him permission to go to the hospital to meet the family members of the victim. But this was not Rakshit's first time. It was said that on February 19, Rakshit and his friends, including Pranshu, had allegedly assaulted a lawyer in Vadodara. It was said that the lawyer raised a complaint because the boys were making a lot of noise in their flat and it was disturbing him. And after the complaint, this happened. But when that happened, Rakshit was just given a warning and let go. And then we reach here, the day of the incident. Advocate Yogesh Rana, appearing for Patel's family, said, quote, "I have filed my papers to represent the family along with the prosecution. The family wants maximum punishment for the accused, which can be up to 10 years in this case. It is a heinous crime, and so we will not silently accept any negligence in this case. We will counter the bail applications whenever they are filed. Meanwhile, negligence occurred on the part of the police when Chaurasia was allowed to interact with the media and give interviews while in police custody. This is what Rakshit said happened that night. Quote, "We were overtaking a scooter, we turned right. There was a pothole and the car touched the other vehicle and the airbag opened. Our vision was hampered and the car went out of control. I was told that one woman has died and a few have sustained injuries. I want to meet the family of the victims. It is my fault." End quote. Here is a short interview that one of the victims have given.
मेरा नाम विकास केवलानी है, मैं फतेहगंज में रहता हूँ। हम लोग रिफ्रेशमेंट के लिए निकले थे, मैं, मेरे भाई बहन और मेरे सोसाइटी के 2 लोग थे, हेमाली बेन पटेल जिनकी डेथ हो गई है अभी, और उनके हस्बैंड पूरब भाई पटेल जिनकी अभी क्रिटिकल कंडीशन है। हम लोग संगम से फतेहगंज की ओर रिटर्न आ रहे थे, तभी हम लोग अपनी गाड़ी पे थे, 2 व्हीलर्स पे थे, तो एकदम से पीछे से हमको जो गाड़ी है उसने टक्कर मारी है और वो गाड़ी काफी हाई स्पीड में थी। और मैं जब गिरा तो मेरी आंखें खुली हुई थी और मैंने जो सीन देखा कि मेरे बाजू में जो चला रहे थे ना वो गाड़ी, उनकी गाड़ी बहुत उसने जोर से टकराई है और पीसीस पूरे हवा में उड़ रहे हैं गाड़ी के, और वो हस्बैंड वाइफ भी काफी इंजर्ड हुए थे।
Now let's talk about one of the things that Rakshit was screaming over and over again. Another round. Social media has been buzzing with theories to what could that mean. What could another round mean? Was he just randomly saying words? Did he read them somewhere? Is there some clue or some hidden meaning to it? Was it some kind of a clue that he wanted to give his friends that if we ever fall into this kind of a problem, then this is the keyword or this is the secret code word that we have to say? These are not my theories. These are the theories that social media has come up with. But this is one of the most popular theory. Now it is said that there is a Danish film called Druk, or it's also known as Another Round in English. The movie follows the story of 4 teachers who are struggling to teach their students because the students don't want to learn. Then one day they come up with the theory of the work of a Norwegian psychiatrist that humans are born with a blood alcohol content deficiency, which means if humans want to perform well or survive, then they have to consume alcohol. Not a lot of alcohol, but some amount of alcohol. So during the course of the film, these 4 teachers would go on to consume alcohol in small quantities. They start drinking smaller amounts and they start to see that they are achieving their desired results. Over time, they push boundaries to see how far they can go until one of them dies. When the cops raided Rakshit's house, they saw a poster for this very same film. And that is why they came up with this theory that maybe this is what he meant to say. Was he trying to push himself to see how much alcohol can he consume? According to the investigation so far, Rakshit had a 4-friend squad. One was Rakshit himself, then there was Pranshu, then there was the friend whose house they visited, and another was Nikita, or at least that's what they think so. No one knows who this Nikita is. Is this Nikita a college student, a girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, a part of the squad? No one knows. All they know was that he was screaming out her name over and over again. Now, one thing about the movie is that the 4 teachers lay some sort of ground rules before they actually start drinking. The police think that maybe Rakshit and his squad had some sort of an arrangement that if one drinks, then that person would not drive, but the other one would remain sober and would drive. That night, Pranshu wanted to drive his own car, but Rakshit would not allow. Once again, everyone is waiting for the blood test results. They would answer all the questions. I'm closely following this case and I will be posting updates as and when I get. Please watch this footage, and as you watch it, you will see that Rakshit is trying his best to stop Pranshu from getting out of the vehicle. And as Pranshu gets out of the vehicle, he points towards the car and says, "I don't know, he was driving." Also, another thing to be noted is that Rakshit had said in a statement that he was driving at 50 kilometers per hour. But if you see the condition of the car, this is why I was telling that many people on the internet are talking specifically about this car. According to what Rakshit said, if that was true, then the car should just have had a very bad dent. But looking at the car's condition, it is quite clear that this car was driving at a very fast speed. These details too are yet to be confirmed. In this interview, you can see that Rakshit clearly says that the airbag opened up. The airbag just opened up?
सर हम लोग स्कूटी से आगे आ रहे थे, एक क्योंकि कारेली बाग चौराहे पे चौकड़ी पे आप देखेंगे कि गड्ढा हुआ है, और हम लोग जब राइट लेने का स्पेस था उस टाइम एक स्कूटी थी और एक कार था। उसके बाद जैसे ही हम लोग अंदर घुसे तो कार छू गई और एयरबैग खुल गया। जैसे ही एयरबैग खुला कुछ आगे का दिखा नहीं और गाड़ी अपने आप ही डीरेल हो गई।
You can clearly see that the more Rakshit talks, the more interviews he gives, the more he contradicts himself. 3 vehicles were involved in the collision. 1 person died and 7 people were injured. But all Rakshit could talk about is the scooter. The scooter came on the way, he tried to get away from the scooter, and that led to the accident. Looking at Rakshit's facial expressions, it kind of seems as if he's trying to get away from the more obvious questions and just trying to say that he did his best, it's not his fault, it's not something that he intended to do, it's all an accident, and he was not drunk. While reading about all this, while researching all this, I could not help but think about the Porsche case. It seems like almost the exact same situation, it's just the vehicle and the place has been changed. I'm closely following this case and I'll be posting updates as and when I get. So please do subscribe if you haven't and follow me on Instagram.